Hey guys, Nathan here. Mom's Crew here today, and we are bringing you, yes, a long video, but it's worth the listen, so yeah, just bear with me and we'll get through this. Anyways, today we're bringing you a demolition on the map Nuketown 2025. This is a pretty old video. It's back when Nuketown 2025 had the double XP, I believe, because I really don't play demolition that much to get Nuketown in demolition, so that tells you how this is a double XP weekend pretty much. And the medals will show you that it was a double XP weekend, I believe. We're about to see that in a minute or so. But anyways, today's topic was submitted to from one of my friends, Nick. He lives in Canada, so shout out to him. I'm sure he's watching this video right now. We're going to be talking about Call of Duty versus Battlefield. Yeah, I've never really got into the subject. It's really funny how I've never been in this subject, and yeah, this is double XP by the way. But I've never really talked about this subject. It's really weird, and usually every Call of Duty player talks about it, and I'm pretty much one of the late ones on this subject. So anyways, we're gonna look at this in different points of views. We'll look at it in kind of realistic ways, you know, how Battlefield has the advantage, and then we'll look at it in how Call of Duty has the advantage. But I will then say overall which one's the best, and you guys can judge my opinion on it. So anyways, sit back, relax, hope you enjoy, and hear me talk about it. Anyways, Battlefield, for both of the games both started out on PC a while back, and I say a while back because I'm not going to list an approximate year and get corrected all the time. That's what usually happens, but they both started out on PC, and that's how they were widely known. And today, Battlefield, I'd say, is way better on PC than Call of Duty is because of how Battlefield's sensitivity and everything, and frames per second is better on PC than Call of Duty. We all can say that right now. And if you really don't agree with that, you can just see how Battlefield plays on the PC and then Call of Duty plays on the PC. PC works better with Battlefield. And I don't even play Battlefield on the PC, and I know that because I watched a lot of videos. And I've also played Call of Duty on the PC. Call of Duty, I mean, they both require a high-end console to run, but Battlefield's way better on PC. I mean, it's just, if you want proof of that, just look how much frames it runs. It runs, what, a lot of frames. And Call of Duty is really made for console. Now, talking about the in-game stuff, realism. We all know Battlefield wins this, right? Because when you snipe on Battlefield, you have to aim in front of people and aim ahead of them. It's called bullet drop, and that's what really makes people not want to play the game if you came from Call of Duty, because when you play Call of Duty, you're used to being like 200 meters away from somebody, and you can aim right at them and shoot them without having to worry about the bullet drop or gravity or whatever, right? Now, I'm not saying that's bad, because that actually makes Battlefield way better than it is. I mean, way better. And because if Battlefield was a point-and-shoot game like Call of Duty, then you'd see more people in Call of Duty. But sniping on Battlefield, if you have not tried it yet, you will see how difficult it is. But it is kind of easy to get used to if you have a gun that has really good accuracy. Because the thing is, in that game, unlike Call of Duty, where accuracy really doesn't matter, in Battlefield, the accuracy bar on the guns, you know, the stats, it does matter. Because on snipers, the less accurate it is, the more different the bullet drop is between each shot, if that makes sense. Like, for example, one shot, the bullet drop will only be 1 millidot. The other shot, it'll be 2 millidots, and then it'll go back to 1. It's really different. And in Call of Duty, the accuracy thing, or the range bar, you know, on the stats thing for the guns is obviously fake, because yet another thing that Call of Duty lies about is that in every Call of Duty game, any gun can go any range except for the shotguns. So yes, you could have crossed the map people with a pistol in this game. In Battlefield, you cannot do that. You cannot across the map somebody. Actually, you probably could with a pistol, but it's really hard because there's bullet drop, and the bullet drop in pistols is ridiculous. I'd say it goes faster, or it drops faster than the sniper bullets do. Now, enough saying how Battlefield is kind of better than Call of Duty. I'm pretty much making this a comparison video, which I'm supposed to do that. You know, it's versing Call of Duty and Battlefield. So, now let's kind of give an advantage to what Call of Duty has. Now, the kill streaks are obviously one thing that people like about Call of Duty. Instead of just hopping on a helicopter and spawn trapping them at their spawn, you have to actually earn it, and once you earn it, it makes everything else easier. For example, right here I earn my orbital VSAT, right? That makes everything easier. In Battlefield, if somebody jumps on a vehicle, it doesn't make anything easier because first of all, the whole plan could backfire. So the guy that's piloting the helicopter could be the crappiest pilot in the world, and he could also just be there for the lulz of it and team kill by flying you guys in the water. In Call of Duty, you can control some of the things like VTOL warship, and in Black Ops 1 you could control the gunship, but there was no way you could crash into the ground and potentially kill your own teammates unless you had hardcore on, but you still couldn't crash into the ground. And before anybody asks what my final score is, it's 119. That's pretty much why I wanted to upload this video. But anyways, get back to the main point. The vehicles in Call of Duty, such as the killstreak vehicles, I'd say are much better. I mean, there's no kill streaks in Battlefield. The one thing to Battlefield, though, is that you can actually pick up any vehicle, an Abrams tank, an Apache helicopter, or a UAV vehicle, whenever you want to. That's the one thing. But then again, that, like I said, that could backfire and people could team kill. In Call of Duty, there is team killing, only on hardcore. I don't see it happening on public. On core playlists because there's no PvP or player versus player killing. Yeah, another Minecraft term. But anyways, in this game, pretty much I made this gameplay, or picked this gameplay because first of all, it's a long commentary, and it kind of shows my point here. We have the lodestar, which you have to earn the vehicle, and this will not hurt your teammates unless you're on hardcore, see? And you do potentially more damage with stuff in this game than you'll ever do in Battlefield. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 1942, 1943, there is a way you can spawn trap in all of those games, and the spawn trapping, if you are really fond of spawn trapping, you will love Call of Duty. Thing is with Battlefield that there's a huge respawn delay between every kill unless it's disabled, but most of the servers have it enabled, so you have to wait 5 to 10 seconds for somebody to respawn in. Now, Call of Duty and Battlefield, I'd say, you know, if I were to pick a winner, it would be none of them, you know. They're both par on par. I'm not doing this because I'm afraid of fanboys. Not really. I'm not afraid of any fanboy that comes to attack me going Battlefield or Call of Duty rules. It's the truth. I mean, both of them have their pros and cons. Call of Duty's cons, obviously, the realism factor is, it's ridiculous, and, you know, there's no realism in the game. You shoot a guy's arm, it doesn't fly off. Oh wait, you shot him with a Barrett 50 cal, and his arm still doesn't fly off. I mean, it's the same thing in Battlefield though, but you still have some more realism with the bullet drop and how it feels like you're actually in the battlefield. You know, you can hear your squad mates saying, attack that position, secure that position, position secured, over. You know, you can hear that. In this game, it's not really that much. You know, in Call of Duty, it's not really realistic, and not necessarily saying that games that are more realistic are the best. We can look at, say, 1942 kind of had, Battlefield 1942 had more realism than Call of Duty, but it was not necessarily the best Battlefield out there. I play Bad Company 2 most of the time, so this is how I get all my stuff. In Bad Company 2, you had bullet drop, you had tanks, you had helicopters, and then in 1942, which was World War II game, by the way, for all you guys who do not know that, you had planes, and you also had tanks too, but I don't think you had helicopters back in World War II. Well, there was helicopters back in World War II, but I'm talking about Battlefield-wise. But anyways, Call of Duty's pros, you know, it's fun for a little bit. It's, you know, I'd say it appeals to older people, but younger people play that. We all know that. How every lobby you run into, there is a 5-year-old in it at least, so that's a con on Call of Duty side, you know. Younger kids play it more, and people consider me young, even though I sound like I'm like 20 when I'm really 15. That might be a shocker to some of you guys, but the pros for Call of Duty are that. I mean, it's just, you know, it's fun for a little bit. That's the only pro I can see for Call of Duty, and it does change every time a new game comes out. And people are right, it is a copy and paste game. Yet another con of Call of Duty. Now we go to Battlefield. The pros are that you can get on a vehicle without having to earn it, but the cons are that you have to wait a long time to respawn. I sound like I'm not. I'll be honest with you guys. Some of you guys will think I sound like I'm not. What I don't know what I'm talking about, but I kind of do know what I'm talking about because I've played a lot of the Battlefield games. But I can't really see any pro or con. I can't really do a pros and cons versus pros and cons comparison. It's just, you know, they're both equal. They all have their ups and downs with the spawn trapping and stuff. So yeah, pretty much overall, I'd like to say that anybody that argues about Battlefield being better than Call of Duty or Call of Duty being better than Battlefield, you can't really say that because Call of Duty doesn't really change that much, and Battlefield really it changes too a little bit. But oh, sorry, I just moved my mic here. See, the thing is, what EA does is that they do not advertise change as much as Call of Duty because EA knows that they can't really change a game fully. But people at Activision, they think they can change Call of Duty completely, and when they really can't, all they do is copy and paste. If you open a Modern Warfare 3 FF file, for all you guys that are into these terms, a fast file, which is what is used on the servers. If you open a fast file from Modern Warfare 3, the reader automatically assumes that it's from Modern Warfare 2, so it tells you it's a copy and paste game. But on Battlefield, it's not really fully copy and paste. They have to redesign everything, and they also have to rethink through ideas. Something that Activision could learn from EA, which is lots of people don't like EA either, but one thing Activision could learn about from EA is that to actually remake an engine every 2 to 3 years instead of using the original Quake engine, I believe. That's what, yeah, modified Quake engine is what Call of Duty runs off now. And apparently when Ghost comes out, they're supposedly using a new engine. I'm sure that's geared towards the next-gen consoles. I don't see that working on current-gen consoles, but yeah, guys, pretty much all I have to say. So, since I have some extra time in this video, one thing I'd like to talk about, obviously, is the new camos that are coming out. We have Aqua, Pack-a-Punch, Breach, and there's another camo. There's 6 camos, but you guys could, I'm sure there's more videos out there explaining them, but now that you guys have the new camos coming out on the 23rd of July for Xbox Live, and August 23rd for PS3 and PC, obviously, well, you can now put the Pack-a-Punch theme on your gun, and I'm yawning, sorry, I'm talking too much, but you can now put the Pack-a-Punch theme on your gun. However, it isn't in a greenish color like it was in Black Ops 1. It isn't in a purplish color like it is in Black Ops 2. It is a grayish color. So, you know, it's not really the full Pack-a-Punch experience like everybody's hoped. It's kind of like having the Pack-a-Punch scheme on your gun, but not the color, if that makes sense. You'll have the pattern of the Pack-a-Punch, but you will not have the color. That might not be much of a down thing to all you guys that play zombies. We've been asking for the Pack-a-Punch camo on our guns for quite a while now. I remember in Black Ops 1 everybody wanted downloadable camos, and they finally give it to us. So yeah, rejoice, we get ourselves Pack-a-Punch camo. And a couple of the other ones like Breach. Breach looks like a camo that you would suspect would come out in the game and you wouldn't have to pay for it. Like, it'd be packaged with the game, like Ghost X camo, or what's the other camos in this game? Chocolate camo from Black Ops 1. You'd think it'd be one of those camos that comes in the game, and you don't have to pay $2 for it. But over in my PSN account right now, I have $2 just saved for the next batch of camos. I don't know if I'm gonna get any of them in the next batch of camos. I think I'm waiting for the Comic and Paladin camos to be released for the PC, no, it's the PS3 and Xbox are the ones that did not get Paladin. I'm hoping for Paladin and Comic camo to be released sooner or later, because they wouldn't put camo in Paladin in the patch data if they weren't going to release it later. So anyways, guys, we do win this gameplay 119, so enjoy the last like 30 seconds of the game. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.